Attention! Attention! And now we welcome to the grand trivia stage our great leader, our grand aquarium emperor, the trivia master of this age, the past age, the upcoming age, and ages unknown. Please welcome Grand Trivia Master Fluval. Oh, that was a bad noise. Sorry, Master. Let's try again. Fluval. Oh, that's not so. We must find the noise to pay tribute to all 5 dimensions you hold in your control. Yes, the fake trumpet for Fluval.
Hello and welcome to Grand Trivia, the only trivia show in any dimension where the points do matter and losing will cost you everything. I'm Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire, and with me, as always, is Intern Borscht Belt. Hello, Intern Borscht Belt.
Hello, everyone. Hello, I'm Intern Kristie. Hello. And I'm so happy to be here today. Fluval.
What?
Are you also super excited to be here today?
Yes, and.
Yes,
I'm excited to be here today.
I'm so excited for today's trivia topic as well. Fluval, what's today's trivia topic?
It's tragedy plus time. That's right, it's comedy.
That was a really good one. That was a really good one.
All mine are good ones.
They are. More like borscht face. Someone was a little messy. Oh, borscht face. Yes, I have all of these hilarious spirals around my face. I don't know what third-dimensional people. What do you beings find amusing? What do you find amusing? Because suffering is very amusing.
Suffering is hilarious.
You're suffering, hilarious, love it.
Fool Aloof loves jokes and hearty hearts.
Jokes and hearty
Blocktoven
hearts.
Joke Week is until September.
Yes. Are those Pokemon? Pokermon. Perkmon.
Are those Pokermen?
Perkmon.
Plausible Deniability thinks it's a great look.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Am I only allowed to do 2 things for quirk?
For
That's social security. I'm pretty sure it's quirk.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
You're
sure
only allowed
that
to do 2
that's
things for quirk.
One is unfortunately teaching improv. Now that sounds like the kind of joke that would come out of late stage capitalism. Who will survive Earth? Hail Fluval.
Hey, beautiful
Hail.
city, one of these questions does relate to theme parks.
For Quark.
For Quark.
So Fluval.
You have to teach improv on Deep Space Nine.
So Fluval,
Yeah?
before we get started today, I might have a little surprise for you.
You have a surprise for me?
I have a little surprise for you. You see, I make smart choices in my hiring decisions.
Oh, of course.
Which is why I use Indeed. In just seconds, Indeed will send me the resumes of qualified candidates ready to be abducted to become interns for the Grand Aquarium Empire Network. Fluval.
Yeah.
Fluval.
Did you put it up an instant listing?
I put up an instant listing and I found us a clown intern.
Hello, Pierre the Clown.
Hello, I am a clown.
Pierre the Clown. Pierre, make Fluval laugh.
Why
Make
do
Fluval
cows moo?
Why do cows moo? I don't know. Why?
Because farmers have cold hands.
I don't relate to jokes about fine motor control.
Oh, that was another nice one.
Thank you for the rim shot, potatoes molasses.
Ooh, it looks like the third dimensional beings are into Pierre. Pierre.
Pierre.
Did you lie on your resume? Are you really a clown?
I am a
Tell
clown.
me the truth. Okay, you are a clown. We've established this, but Doctor, I am here. Why is this mime talking?
We have some translators set up so that any of their movements that correspond to language will be heard by your lowly third-dimensional mind.
I am
Pierre,
a
tell us.
French clowns and mimes are cousins. I am not a mime. I am a clown.
Ooh.
Also that.
Never question the clownifications. Oh, unless you are Social Security. Well, we have a lot of security here on this station. None of it is particularly social, but Pierre will be staying with us for the end of time.
Yes, Pierre.
Hoo-haws, hee-hees. Pierre, make Fluval laugh. Make Fluval laugh.
Why did the shopping cart quit its job?
Why?
Why?
It was tired of being pushed around.
Okay, we got a little laugh.
That was more of a chuckle.
We got a chuckle from Fluval.
I liked it because
likes...
the shopping cart was suffering.
Yes, we like the suffering. I also like the demons that we have installed behind you.
Behind you.
Demons and or studio cats? Are there studio cats in there making things work?
I do not know the difference between a demon and a studio cat. I think they are both very sweet. So, thank you.
Yes, I am so glad.
Thank you, the Argyle.
I think that this is wonderful. So, Pierre, now that the music is set, make Fluval laugh.
Okay.
Make Fluval
Why
laugh.
did the new one? Because this old one was fine.
We got another ha.
No, my ha was more at how hard it is to hear you over yakety sax.
Why is it going to the new one? The old one was black.
That's a good point, Missy.
Additionally unimportant.
Missy makes a good point on the tempting fate of the brutal YouTube algorithm. So we gotta talk over it the whole time.
LG is so sorry, Pierre. Pierre, I am not sorry. Pierre, make Fluval laugh.
Why did the scientist remove his doorbell?
Why?
He wanted to win the Nobel Prize.
Oh, because bells also go.
They bow. Yep.
No.
There we go. There we go.
Well, if this episode isn't on YouTube, at least you watching at home will know why.
So not sorry, Pierre, but I mean
Sorry,
this time
not
it
sorry,
punctuated
Pierre.
your joke incredibly, Pierre. Jokes are funnier when you can't hear them. The Nobel Prize. I love it.
Yeah, no, it does just keep going. You know, I wish I could make it quieter, but I can't. Oh wait, yeah, I can.
Why did the cowboy adopt a dachshund?
Why did the cowboy adopt the dash hound?
He wanted to get a long little doggy.
I mean, that's just getting what you want.
That's true. Getting what you want. We like that a lot.
I respect that initiative.
The audience is laughing. I like it. Potatoes molasses. Tearing up. This is amazing. Pierre better like it because I changed, you know.
What?
They're an intern now. Their brain is
their
that of
brain.
an intern.
It's true.
Yakety Sax is the clown national anthem. Is that true for even French clowns, Pierre?
Yakety sex.
Yes,
Yakety
but
sex.
I believe that there are like 4 different national anthems, and the proper national anthem is all of them playing at the same time.
I see.
I see.
Yes. You know, Indeed did really serve me.
Yeah.
A qualified candidate within just seconds of posting.
If you're in need,
Indeed. Pierre, I'm so glad that you are here. You do not have any other options or say in the matter, but you'll just hang out here while we do some trivia, and we'll demand entertainment from you.
Yes.
That
The
is my job.
audience. Yes,
That is your
this
job.
is your job. This is your job. And because you're not being paid for it because you're an intern. Because you're being paid in exposure to subspace
I am not being
radiation.
No.
Exposure to subspace radiation and Fluval, who is also a form of
Yeah,
subspace
you're getting paid and getting to witness my vibes.
It's just like the original It's a Small World. It was all of the anthems at the same time.
You make the yakety sax using your channel point redemptions.
Using your yakety after a yakety nap.
You know, in hindsight, that should have been set as a bit redemption, not a channel point redemption. So you had to pay real money to play yakety sax.
Interns do get paid in Fluval bucks. And
Thank
that
you for the
is
sus
a
horn,
conspiracy.
Opala Koala.
Love the sus horn.
But you can join our game just like Men Aren't Funny, Fool Aloof, Unfunny CBC name, Paha-ha-tatoes Molapsis.
Oh, wait.
The comedic stylings of Jazz Fatson 2 make the comedic stylings of Jazz Fatson 3 look like the comedic stylings of Jazz Fatson 1. Miss the information, it is a joke name after all. Too soon. Martin Scorsese's The Kish of comedy. Single laugh run, Opaha Koaha. And vampire names from last week's vampire trivia, which is up on YouTube because we did not play yakety sax in it.
Potatoes, this is sort of the cosmic fire that we like to play with here on Radio Free Multiverse. Isn't that right, Fluval?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you resist the temptation? Or will you increase everyone's suffering indefinitely? Either way, yum, 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 yum.
Yeah, will you make this episode lost to time, the fire in which you all burn, or will it make it to YouTube? That's up to you.
That's up to you. That is entirely up to you. If it were up to you, Pierre, if it were up to you, which would it be? Would you like to be released to YouTube to intern for YouTube?
I would like to make as many people laugh as possible, but also yakety sax is very fun.
I don't know.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Pierre, make Fluval laugh.
Why did Humpty Dumpty have a great fall?
Why?
Why?
To make
I love
up
the
for
fun.
his miserable summer.
Yep.
That I like because he suffers.
I do like the suffering,
twice.
but yeah, that's
He's
true. You know what?
falling. Yes, wonderful.
The suffering makes me laugh, as
Yes.
will our game of trivia.
Yes, that
And
is
don't
a
worry,
big
you
lull.
can all join even after we've started. And here we go. We're starting trivia. That's from Missy Information. There we go. Question 1. Nicole Byer co-hosted many seasons of the podcast Newcomers. Pick one of the seasons she hosted. Marvel, Star Wars, The Fast and the Furious, and The Lord of the Rings?
Fluval,
What's up?
what's the podcast Newcomers?
Oh, it's a podcast where they watch new seasons. Yeah, that, you know.
Oh, a Fluval 1. I mean, blog 1. Single one laughter. What is happening?
I'm restarting it because the timer was set wrong.
There are many wow, congratulations, Blogtoven. jokes.
Yeah, they only had 15.
Comedy.
They only had 15 seconds, and it takes longer than that to read that long question.
Game over, ultimate suffering.
Yeah, you get two games worth of suffering. Here we go. You won't believe the first question about the podcast Newcomers, where two hosts watch a common piece of franchise media for the first time. Here it goes. Nicole Byer co-hosted many seasons of the podcast Newcomers. Pick one of the seasons she hosted. Many of our votes have come in already. It's not a close game so far, I'll tell you that from the votes. It's not evenly divided at all. One of them is running away with it. Fool who changed their answer. That's what Single Walk Run says, but is Single Walk Run right?
Is Single Walk
wrong?
Wrong.
Let's see what you picked. 3 of 4 you said Marvel, 80 you said Star Wars. 1 of you said The Fast and the Furious, 0 of you said Lord of the Rings. Mike's right, they're all correct because Lauren Lapkus missed the Fast and the Furious season with John Gabris replacing her, but Nicole Byer is on every season. That was me being a little bit tricksy.
You are humbled, Missy Information.
You were humbled, Missy.
That's pretty fun. That's funny. A human being humbled. Memory holds it.
Memory hold that.
Yeah.
That is why we fall on bananas.
Oh, why do we fall on bananas, Pierre?
So we can get back up again?
Because everyone secretly enjoys each other's suffering.
Well, I like that. I like that. I like that. That's a good moral.
Just eternal truths coming through the mouth of a French clown. Yeah. Where else would you find eternal truth?
On our leaderboard, where Too Soon is in first place, Blaftoven is in second, Single Laugh Run is in first. They're all tied for first. Men Aren't Funny in 13th place, but also got it correct. Because they were all right, you see.
100s.
Yeah.
But even if you got it correct, there's still a hierarchy. Why? Because you're stuck on late stage capitalism, Earth. Who will survive? I love that the horns came in right when I mentioned late stage capitalism. Who will survive?
It is pretty spooky.
Just like, guess
dramatic.
what? Your entire social system remains based on a hierarchy, and therefore you can never actually escape the true evils that are present in your current system. Love that.
I like how much it builds to the last one. But you know, speaking of capitalism, your late stage capitalism, Earth, Who Will Survive, is in it.
Oh.
All the movies in this next question were produced under it. But before they directed the Super Mario Brothers movie, Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic co-wrote which superhero comedy? Stripperella, Super Buddies, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, or The Tick? The Tick.
The hierarchy of the Radio Free Multiverse is about to change, though. There's a singular hierarchy here.
Does look like
Grand
the question's
Emperor
timer reset,
Aquion.
so...
Grand Emperor Aquion.
Yeah.
The Endless Enclosure, all of their manifestations, including Fluval, and everyone else.
Now,
Yes,
again,
in
another
the entire
question that's
multiverse,
not
yes.
very evenly divided in terms of what people are picking, but you still have about 20 seconds left. Plausible deniability may know this, but then said so who can say?
Suffering.
Yeah, interesting.
Think you might remember it, but you're not sure.
The Argyle went with the
Suffering.
planet's scummiest answer they could hit quickly, but is it the correct one?
Is it the correct one? Suffering.
None of you thought it was Stan Lee's Stripperella,
Nope.
which aired on Spike TV and starred Pam Anderson. Super Buddies, 2 of you thought. 8 of you thought it was Teen Titans Go to the Movies, and 3 of you thought it was The Tick. The correct answer is Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Aaron Horvath wrote, produced, and directed the movie, while Michael Jelenic produced, wrote songs for it. And they also developed the series of Teen Titans Go together. But you know,
It's a funny movie.
there is one thing.
Lots of suffering.
Teen Titans Go to the Movies and Stripperella have one thing in common. Well, we're about to find out what that is.
Stop. You're not on the list. Great. Now how are we?
I wonder what they have in common.
Portal.
They're not on the list.
Of course.
No, it's you got to get a little farther in the scene before you see the thing that has in common with
Okay.
Stripperella.
On the back lot. This is where the magic happens.
A power girl.
I love this. That is where the Animaniacs live.
It is.
Ooh, it's that car from that car movie.
They're awfully small to be Titans.
They're little teen titans.
This place is
teeny
amazing,
Titans.
y'all.
Teeny titans go.
Movies about every superhero.
Yeah.
It's time they make one.
Look in the
about me.
background.
Come on. Jade Wilson's soundstage must be around here somewhere.
Hey everybody, look at me. I'm Stan Lee, doing my subtle...
Excuse me, Mr. Stan.
This is a DC movie? Oh gee, I gotta get out of here.
Oh, rad! Check it out!
Where's Gizmo? Buddyverse Trivia 1.
Welcome back for my extremely subtle cameo here as well. It's me, Stan the Man Lee, here to bring you another exciting night of trivia.
Look how surprised Pierre the Clown is. Huh?
Pierre is shocked.
Shock and awe.
Yeah, you win my Mary Marvel No Prize. Anyway, goodbye.
It's Stan. Have
did I
there
miss?
been Titan hikes where they're babies? I am 100% sure that is at least one episode of Teen Titans Go.
And you know, if they were teeny titans,
Whoa.
it might look a little something like this muted audio clip.
Oh, a muted audio clip. How special for us.
Because it plays a song, and that's more likely to get caught.
Oh, I see.
But here we go.
You can all imagine the song.
It's a very Lion King-esque song of all the superheroes. All the superheroes here hopping to... Yeah, you know, one of you at home could give this audio accompaniment using your Fluval bucks. If you really want it. There we go. That's a teeny titan right there.
Look at that teeny little Titan.
And he's so happy. Look at that happy. They're not happy, but the other guy's
Who
happy.
the fuck is that?
I bet they'd love to be running in and out of doors in a hallway.
Just bat shrug.
And then he dies. The end. That's
Just
the end of Robin. He
tosses
was
him.
never born.
He was never born.
Never born. There was never a Robin.
There was never a Robin.
And if you wanted to erase another superhero from being born,
Yeah, the Disneyfied animation, fantastic.
you might do
so
something.
much acting. It was Jason Todd? We thought that was Dick Grayson, but it was Jason the whole time.
I mean,
That's why
I'm less
Batman
sad if
just
it's-
tossed him off a cliff.
see, you take her golden lasso and there's no Wonder Woman. And you drown Aquaman in a soda can little thingy, and then there's no Aquaman. And then you send the Waynes not down Crime Alley. Because why would they go down Crime Alley? They should go down a much safer street.
I heard a great theory that Batman's parents' death is the excuse for Batman. Like, Batman would have
See?
happened either way.
If they went down Happy Lane, there would be no Batman, and everyone would be
It
better
was
off.
Jason Todd. Amazing scene.
It also just straight up plays the Back to the Future music at the end of that. So that was more why I was a little bit on the let's keep it muted side.
But I just love that they use pollution to murder Aquaman.
They do. Oh, it did, yeah. Stan Lee created Stripperella on Spike TV, television for men.
Yeah.
It was
It's
the
for
Dr.
men.
Pepper 10 of television.
Yeah. Yep. Just like, look. Here on Radio Free Multiverse, we do not endorse your lowly third dimensional genders. We only endorse the only hierarchy. Aquaria
Me.
and everything.
I am the hierarchy.
Fluval is the hierarchy. We find it so much easier that way. Yeah, Thomas Wayne becomes Batman instead. And then Bruce Wayne grows up like emotionally neglected because his father's exhausted from being a doctor and Batman the whole time. And so then all of that rage like turns inward and he becomes the Joker.
It's true, much like our leaderboard, where Too Soon is in first, Missy Information in second, Opaha Koahaha in third, tied with Comedy Ryan, who I can only assume is Ryan Johnson, the filmmaker behind Knives Out, Glass Onion, Star Wars The Last Jedi, The Brothers Bloom, Lupa, Brick, and an episode of Breaking Bad from the point of view of a fly.
Yeah, those romance languages. Interesting.
Yeah, they gender everything. German does the same thing.
They gender everything, and what's wonderfully bizarre about it is that it's grammatically gendered.
Oh yeah,
like there's no actual like connection with like the genders that humans assign themselves. Like no. So I just love that we're beyond just gendering humans. Now we're gendering the objects. Now we're gendering the words themselves. These hierarchies, I hate them.
But speaking of words, you know where they say words a lot?
In Poker Face.
They say a lot of words in late night television monologues. And question number 3 is all about, who was the first host of NBC's Late Night before George Lucas's friend Seth Meyers? Is it Conan O'Brien, David Letterman, Jay Leno, or Joan Rivers? Who was the first to host the show on Late Night on NBC, which airs after The Tonight Show?
Good question, but I'm very concerned about this Pierre's delightful antics. Pierre, I think you might need to make Fluval laugh again.
Yeah, make me laugh.
Yeah, make Fluval laugh.
What do you do with epileptic lettuce? Make a seashell salad.
I would never make consumable matter.
Yeah, the consumable matter.
You gotta know your audience, Pierre.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil?
Why?
It's pointless. Why? Oh, how do you catch a squirrel?
Ooh, how?
Climb up a tree and act like a nut.
That's true. That was just true. That's just helpful.
Yeah.
That's like helpful wildlife survival information.
Yeah, that was how I survived on Mars for a little while when I was stuck there. You realize even when there are no squirrels on the planet, if you go into the tree and act like a nut, they will appear.
Arthur from NASA's had to do that plenty of times.
Squirrels to go in my pants.
Oh yeah, you don't need to get squirrels in your pants. Thank you for the 2 latest Yakety Saxes from Foolaloo. Sorry, the 3 latest are from Foolaloo. Who's just burning those Fluval bucks. But now let's see what you all picked. 2 of you said it was Conan O'Brien. 10 of you thought it was David Letterman. None of you thought it was Jay Leno or Joe Rivers.
Your cats are eating my big shoes. Give me one moment.
We'll give you a moment as
all of my extra large shoes.
Oh, get your shoes.
Yes, get those extra large shoes.
But the correct answer was David Letterman. He was succeeded by Conan, who was succeeded by Jimmy Fallon. Leno and Rivers never hosted Late Night.
Oops.
And if you want to get a sense of what counted as groundbreaking avant-garde comedy in the 1980s, here it is.
Sneak a peek at what the critics are talking about. David Letterman is a special talent. His shows
I just saw someone with a gun in a hallway.
One of the hippest, most freewheeling hours of television available.
A funny man with a funny show.
I love that review. What do I think of Late Night with David Letterman? He's a funny man with a funny show.
Pretty funny.
It sounds like what someone would say if they were on the phone and actively trying to wave you off.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a gun in the
He's a
hallway
funny
with
man with a funny show. I go away.
He's a funny man. He's funny. That was also on Pierre's resume, actually.
Special talent.
Yeah, that
I
was
do love
funny.
that
It's a funny
show.
show.
It was a funny man with a funny shower, but he's in my pointer book.
Do you see they race down the hallways with fire extinguishers propelling their chairs?
Ooh, would that work?
He's attacking the shoes again. Why are you attacking my shoes, evil cat?
Apollo Koala has redeemed a Who Do They Look Like? Which I assume means who does David Letterman look like?
Let's bring him
So
up.
we'll gotta bring up a photo of David Letterman from deep in my mind palace.
Right, a gun
Now,
in hallway with dogs.
A question for you, Apollo Koala. Do you mean modern Letterman or classic Letterman? Because they look very different.
Oh.
His more modern one has some pretty obvious resemblances. But
Let's see. Let's just like pull him up. Flu.
okay, yeah, no, let's take a look. Here we go. Here's classic Dave.
Okay. Classic Dave.
Okay, classic is what Apollo means. Exactly.
Okay.
Now wait, this is modern, who is obviously just Santa Claus Anna Gordon's fisherman.
Yep. That is Santa. That is every white man with white hair and a white beard.
That looks like the man who sits on the stoop outside of your house and talks about the kids these days, but then also is Mole Santa.
He also does look like retired filmmaker George Lucas.
He does.
So let's return to classic Dave. Who does classic Dave look like?
Classic Dave. He looks like every man from the 70s. Is that just me, or is it something about his hair color?
His hair
Something about... Yeah, the like fake like toffee color.
It looks like he skinned a beaver and then put it on his head.
He does also look like Bill Murray.
I mean, Bill Murray was off and on.
But he looks more like the professor from Back to the Future.
Christopher Lloyd?
He looks like Christopher Lloyd to me. Something about his mouth and his brows, right? Because he's got the brow ridge, but it's got these wonderful, he has these lovely little like tilts to him, like throughout, you know? Is that Robert Wool? Yeah, same guy.
This is Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, different hair, same guy. Same color hair, which is wild. Cannot believe he was on Taxi. Joe Piscopo? Let's see Joe Piscopo.
Wow, no one said let's see Joe Piscopo in a long time. Oh yeah, they have that talk show, that like classic talk show bemusement with themselves.
Oh yeah, same vibes. Those vibes, the same. Hair color, the same. What is with all these men with toffee colored hair?
Also,
Why?
Hugh Laurie is the same man.
Yes, you are correct. Hugh Laurie is the same man. Hugh Laurie is like if we put the slider, Hugh Laurie is on one end, and we just like increase like the volume in the face, just like how much filling is inside of it, and we get to David Letterman. I mean, I think that Gerard Butler might be on the same scale.
Wait,
Am
here's
I
the better
correct?
Hugh Laurie example.
Yep. Yep. Well, actually, at the very end of the scale is the Doctor who looks like these men.
Tennant?
No.
Tom
the one
Baker?
that looks like these men.
Christopher Eccleston?
Capaldi.
Oh, Peter Capaldi.
I would say
They got it.
Eccleston is if you removed all of the face fat and all of the hair. It's sort of like a spectrum of hair to face fat.
Yes. Definitely the spectrum. Wow. Look at that boy. Look at how wistful he looks. Is this Peter Capaldi at 20?
He looks like he has never said fuck in his life.
Fine, do you want this version?
That man has said fuck a lot in his life.
You know who's also said fuck a lot?
Who?
This version.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He swears nicely. Pewty?
John Pertwee.
Oh, like Pewty Pie? I don't know what that human looks like. That's the favorite guy. He's one of my favorite guys, too. Christopher Eccleston, also pretty amazing.
Here's some more wistfulness, by the way.
Bye, fuckity bye! Wow. Is that David Letterman with white hair?
That's John Pertwee.
I'm pretty sure that's David Letterman with white hair. We saw Capaldi at 20-ish. He looks like Hugh Grant.
It's true, and he's even in a movie with Hugh Grant at that age. So
And-
we can see them side by side.
Are they? Wait, is he the same age as Hugh Grant and just aged like into Santa and stayed there? Like
No. Peter Capaldi is in a movie with Hugh Grant.
And are they the same age though?
I mean, close.
Just in life, because I would imagine that Capaldi has at least 40 years.
No.
On Hugh Grant.
I don't know. Hugh Grant nowadays,
He's 3 years
like
older.
bad milk.
He wrinkled like bad milk.
Capaldi is
He's now
65,
into cheese.
and Hugh
And
Grant
not
is
good
62.
cheese.
Turned into bad cheese.
Yeah, I do see the Chalamet.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I see the Chalamet. Wow, Timothy is not going to be that. Who knows? He might be hot as he continues to grow. We never know. I mean, the one that was in the Titanic just like
Leo?
Leo. He just got marauder all over.
He is not. Again, all of these white men nowadays look so terrible.
They look awful.
Well, and who knows how Leo's girlfriends will age too.
They are in the film.
Beautifully and lovely.
Oh, I just meant we don't know because they're 23.
Austin Butler and Chalamet side by side. The hair is very Chalamet. That looks like our next oppressor, to be perfectly honest. I watched a Netflix movie about the early English kings and thought the entire movie, one of them was Chalamet. No.
This is Austin Butler as Elvis.
That's a cute man.
He should play John Travolta.
That person's a cutie.
He should play John Travolta in a Travolta biopic.
That looks like Desire from Sandman. Straight up. Straight up.
It's the same facial expression.
Yes. Yes. And especially with the shirt.
This is Austin Butler not as Elvis.
That lace shirt. Oh, he looks like such a little dweeb.
Yeah, and then as Elvis, boom.
Wait. Do the other picture of him that we just saw, not as Elvis. He looks like Ryder Strong.
He looks like Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
He also looks like... Does Ryder Strong look like Peter Capaldi?
No. Definitely not.
Seven kings must die. None of them is Royal Majesty John Tucker.
This is Ryder Strong.
He remains such a cutie.
Yeah.
That is like era. The American brand of man. It's like I don't know who that is.
He has like young Brad Pitt.
Yeah, the young
vibes.
Capaldi had Sean hair.
Cause like Brad Pitt also looked a lot more like Ryder Strong, but then just like got just matured into something more like Leo DiCaprio, where it's like, oh, you lost all the boyishness.
Ryder Strong was Sean on Boy Meets World, who was Corey's bad boy best friend.
Austin Butler is a Disney dweeb. That makes perfect sense. He does look like is he our next oppressor in Dune 2?
No, that's still Timothy.
Oh no, wait, Dune 2 is the second half of Dune 1.
Yeah, it's not the Children of Dune. Here's some more Austin Butler.
Children of Dune, where we are still playing off the very real human cultures and religions.
Yeah, Adam Scott played a bully.
I'm just waiting for Timothée Chalamet to turn into his final form of a 70 feet tall worm.
Yes.
I want that with all my heart. It is what I want for Christmas.
I would love a Timothée Chalamet in a Lair of the White Worm remake.
Just Timothée Chalamet as our God King. our god emperor. Who do they look like Rhodes? They tend to lead towards Hugh Grant. It's almost like he is the prototypical white-ass man.
Austin Butler is playing John Batista's brother or cousin in Dune 2.
John Batista.
He does look like a Harkonnen. Austin Butler has big Harkonnen vibes.
He does. Huge 70-foot tall worm with Elvis accent starring Austin Butler. I'm here for it. Yes, Lena. He looks like Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne.
Oh, he does.
Fluval is my bad boy best friend.
I cannot overstate how much he looks like Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne.
Why is Dune so boring to me? Because it was written by a self-important white man who took way too much LSD and thought he was like this real cool San Francisco dude who could take all of the world's religions and just devote a book to mansplaining them to everyone within his sci-fi universes, and also just some great lines like "Who is our next oppressor?" and we just see Timothy Chalamet.
Do you wish your fiction was written by a textbook and hate J.R.R. Tolkien? Then Dune is for you. And this is
I know very much about Dune, having never read it because I was brought up by someone who read Dune. And when I was a small child, and this is probably why I'm a clown, he made me put on a small black blanket over my head and walk into the living room where all of his friends were drinking and say, hello, my brother is coming with many Fremen warriors. But I didn't know how to say Fremen because I'd never read Dune. So instead I said, hello, my brother is coming with many feminine warriors.
That would have been a way better book, to be perfectly honest. That would have been a much better book,
I gotta say.
Yeah, if if it was just feminine, it would have been better.
But instead we have a veiled metaphor for the Middle East.
Well, and just in a future book later in the series, you just get the Jews.
Just the Jews. The actual Jews.
Oh, we got a Planet Destroy. Thank you for the Planet Destroy single walk run.
Magnificent. We love the suffering. Can that be Chapter House?
That was Chapter House Dune.
That was Chapter House Dune. Chapter House being the name of a planet in Dune. That we visit when we're also fighting the Jews.
In Dune.
Jews.
Not us.
Human Jews.
But in Dune.
Who have survived into this distant future.
And our rival sect to the Bene Gesserit. It's just, they're just Jewish people in space. It's great. It's a great book. Holds up very well. Much like our leaderboard. Where Missy information is in first, Too Soon is in second. Blafto, thank you for not clipping that, Missy. Foolaloof in fourth, but Pahaha Tato's Molapsis in 13th place with 96 points. Interforest doesn't have notes on that. He's just listened in fragments.
I have many notes.
Yeah, ask Intern Emily Pineapple for those notes.
Wait, why is Amazon being sued for Lord of the Rings? We need to know the answer to this. This is extremely important. Because that's the only thing that they've spent money on that I've been like...
That's not true.
Oh, what else have they spent money on?
League of Their Own.
That was good.
I'm mad at them for not continuing to spend money on it.
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm glad
a bunch of
they
bullshit.
did.
That's a whole bunch of bullshit.
Here we go. So it's time to go to... You know, I thought I had an article. I have an AV Club video about it.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm so glad that you're suffering, Potatoes. I hope that you continue to suffer whether you sleep or wake. You know, we wish you lovely nightmares.
So they were hit with a copyright infringement lawsuit over the prequels because a writer named Demetrius Polygon alleges that Amazon's billion-dollar show, The Ring of Power, quote, stole from his book called The Fellowship of the King. Mr. Polygon admits his book that it was inspired by Lord of the Rings, which, I mean, yeah.
I have never been so angry about anything.
Yeah, he wrote a letter to Tolkien's grandson asking him to read the book and didn't get a response.
Yeah, 'cause fuck you, dude!
And so his lawyer reached out to Tolkien's estate, who ignored the request. And he said he left the manuscript at the home of Tolkien's grandson.
You fucking freak. You think that your Lord of the Rings ripoff is so much fucking better than the millions of, like, actually really excellent Lord of the Rings rips-offs? Everything is a Lord of the Rings ripoff, you stupid goddamn cunts, because he was ripping off all sorts of folklore and shit. It's badass, like, on purpose. Like, he's writing notes about it in the back. You're not writing fucking notes about what you stole from Tolkien in the back of your book. Fuck you.
He's gonna lose. It's gonna get thrown out.
Copy Lord of the Rings, at least be like original and do what Pat Murphy did with There and Back Again and make it like a weird science opera like space thing. Because then at least there is some like, you know, suspension of disbelief that you can have, sort of like when I get caught in a box. Perhaps, maybe. Sort of like
perhaps
the time of mine when I speak.
Perhaps. So I read this as Aragorn and a cave troll.
Yeah.
And so I was like, ooh, Aragorn and a cave troll are coming to like fuck this guy up. And then I saw J.K. Rowling and I'm like, Aragorn and a cave troll are gonna go fuck up J.K. Rowling? Hell yeah. So let's do that instead. Maybe instead of this frivolous ass lawsuit. What kind of ego? Pierre, what kind of fucking ego do these fantasy writers have? Is this a common problem among fantasy book writers?
Absolutely. I do not know if you are aware, but a clown and a comedy writer have about the same level of authenticity, so we work very close together, and I can tell you from experience, many fantasy writers have a big ego problem and consider themselves to be God, and do it in that rude way that the snarky kid in the back of the class who never actually like studies, but talks to the whole class like back
who
to
would do
the
that?
teacher. Like that kind of guy who's like, I'm going to fight the teacher, but I've never actually studied the subject. It's
I'm just gonna assume that I know better.
Yeah, who would do that?
Never prove it.
Who would assume they know better and never prove it? Surely not me, Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire.
You know all, Fluval.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Surely not me. I obviously would not be that person because I do know all.
How? What about the new series could have possibly?
Well, I mean, you could sue anyone for anything.
Ripped off his book.
I could sue Lucasfilm for ripping off of this show that we're doing right now if I wanted. I don't. I don't want to. But I could. I wouldn't win, but I could do it.
Isn't it for like 250 million? Is he just hoping that they'll settle to make it go away?
Well, he also probably boosted his book sales.
Oh, he's being a little shithead.
Yeah.
Also, like J.K. Rowling, aligning himself with something, you know, ooh, it's in the news all the time. This will keep me afloat. But no, it fucking won't.
Yeah, much like Jay Leno aligning themselves with things they heard about in the news.
I fucking loved Rings of Power. I'm gonna be real. They did Galadriel correct. She is a fucking man-maiden. Hell yes! Warrior queen, as she was in Tolkien's original works.
Yeah.
She's just not as tall.
No.
I suppose that's the only other thing. I would love for her to be like 6'7", but I understand.
I also love that
right,
Elrond.
Pierre?
I love that Elrond just had that hair for hundreds and thousands of years because it's in the painting.
Pierre,
oh, yes.
Jess. Mwah.
Also, Blogtuffin, don't you mean Kings of Power? You imagine what PTSD is one would have after hundreds of years of war. Absolutely. I mean.
Yeah. Like,
checks
literally.
Checks out to me.
What he fucking wrote.
And
that's
as we all know, everybody knows that elven PTSD is photo negative, which is why we experience that in the movies.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And hey, you know what's fun?
What?
Question number 4. Which of these comedians previously worked at Fantasyland's Merlin's Magic Shop? Pete Holmes, Robin Williams, Steve Martin, or the amazing Jonathan? This is the magic shop located inside of Fantasyland at Disneyland. Beautiful city, this is the question for you.
It's okay, we just had to spend 40 minutes looking at people who look like Peter Capaldi.
Potatoes Molasses knows this one.
I love so much what they did with her, because when you meet her in Fellowship, she's there. Why didn't she go back to Valinor, you know? She clearly carries within her a lot of complex feelings, and like, we're just gonna pretend that doesn't happen. We're gonna pretend that she's some ethereal goddess like this whole time. Like, shut the fuck up. Cate Blanchett is an incredible actress, and put more into her than what you are saying was there, you fucks. She should have been 6'8".
I mean, they could have done it. They made John Rhys Davies look like look like Gimli and look short, even though he was the tallest by far.
Sure. They made Sauron a fuckboy, which I really enjoy, because that is also very canonical.
Sauron. The fuckboy, the Lord of Gifts, the fuckboy, Sauron.
Incredibly accurate to the books is my favorite part. I really wish that at the beginning of Lord of the Rings, they had taken off the helmet right at the beginning, in the middle of the fight and the prologue, and everyone could have just been like, wow, we are going to destroy that. Okay, I would go into battle, no problem. I understand the orcs now. They're all just like,
I like the idea of Sauron just seducing Rohan and all of the armies that Aragorn's leading into not fighting him anymore, just like taking off the helmet. Oh.
It's like, oh.
I see.
Oh, wow.
I guess that'd be more
He can take on a form that's fair to men. Wow.
And that's what I call fair
that's
to men.
That's right. Do you know why he always called people men instead of humans? Because the hue comes from when the Norman invasion of England, when it was still like very Anglo-Saxon, they brought along that like language convention, and Tolkien is like, no! Languages!
Oh no, miss the information might suffer because they might lose power during the show due to the downpour. So let's show what you all picked. 2 of you thought it was Pete Holmes, 1 of you thought it was Robin Williams, 7 of you said it was Steve Martin.
Ooh, Steve Martin does also look like David Letterman.
3 of you thought it was the amazing Jonathan.
He looks like white-haired David Letterman.
Well, let's reveal the correct answer. It was Steve Martin. He worked there for 3 years.
That looks like Mr. Spock. Are you kidding me? Is it just the hair?
It was part of a larger Disneyland career that spanned from ages 10 to 18. Yeah, it's brown-haired Steve Martin working at Merlin's Magic Shop in Fantasyland.
That's how I know it's not Steve Martin. That's how I know that it's Mr. Spock. Look at that hair.
But yeah, the correct answer was Steve Martin.
Steve Martin has white hair. Everyone knows that.
A lot of people did get it correct. So missing information in first, too soon into place. Opaha Kohaha in third. Unfunny CBC name in 13th. But there's still plenty of quiz left to go for you to get those points to catch up with Blafthoven, Not a Mime, Fool Aloof, Martin Scorsese's The Kish of Comedy, Men Aren't Funny. Of course, comedy. Ryan, I wouldn't be surprised if Disney caused it.
Potatoes.
He wears a wig?
No.
Nice. Yes. It did air a lot on Comedy
It
Central.
sure did.
I do like that seeing Mr. Spock, aka Leonard Nimoy, who did have that hair when he sang the Bilbo Baggins song.
Bilbo Baggins.
Leonard Nimoy, legit fucking mensch.
Yeah, no, Leonard Nimoy, the anti-Shatner.
The anti-Shatner, the anti-fucking Roddenberry, the...
Yeah, no, he's the great eagle of the galaxy.
Bravest little
Or great bird of the
all.
galaxy. I'll take Leonard Nimoy over Roddenberry any day.
Bilbo.
I remember when those came out, but
Bilbo.
I didn't see either documentary about the amazing Jonathan. But what I will see is question number 5. In 2020, which restaurant chain created the Auntie Donna meal to promote Auntie Donna's Netflix comedy series, Auntie Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun? Was that, and this was in Australia, appropriately enough, was that Domino's Lord of the... What?
What?
Was that Domino's Lord of the Fries, which is what that's always said, McDonald's or Wendy's Milk Bar? All of these are real restaurants in Australia, real chains in Australia. Is it Domino's, Lord of the Fries, McDonald's, Macca's, as it's more widely known, or Wendy's Milk Bar?
Lord of the Rings, the only place where you can get breakfast and second breakfast.
Yeah, get your second breakfast. I'm loving it.
Macca's. I don't understand any of these words. Fair. Don't believe your eyes. I wonder if Lord of the Fries has as much problem with like their badass lady soldiers who were written to be badass lady soldiers, just like the badass mythological lady soldiers that he was drawing directly upon. I'm sorry, I'm so angry.
It's a very silly show, Fool Aloof, and I encourage checking it out because there's a great Dr. Manhattan bit.
Yes, 11 C's.
There's also some familiar faces from the broader Gethard-verse in this show. But let's see what you picked. 7 of you said Domino's. None of you thought it was Lord of the Fries. Weird, considering the answer was typed incorrectly. 3 of you thought it was Macca's. 3 of you thought it was Wendy's Milk Bar.
What is...
Macca's is McDonald's.
But Wendy's Milk Bar sounds like a combination of like Wendy's fast food and like the milk bars from A Clockwork Orange.
It's a treat business. It's an ice cream parlor.
Are we sure that it's not
It's
big nude statues of ladies and the ice cream comes out of their nipples?
It was originally called Wendy's Supa Sundays. But it's an Australian ice cream parlor chain with over 200 stores and kiosks.
Okay.
But yeah, the Auntie Donna meal, you could get it by typing the code Auntie Donna on the Domino's checkout and get 2 large pizzas, a 1.25 liter bottle of soft drink, and garlic bread, all for $31.95, which was the exact same price it would cost if you hadn't used a code.
Yep.
It just was called the Auntie Donna meal now.
Yep. Auntie Donna sounds like a pun I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a comedy sketch group who went to prominence on YouTube and has had 2 shows, one which is currently airing exclusively on the Australian Broadcasting Company. So a lot of people can't see it.
But Fluval can, because
I
Fluval
could.
sees all.
I could, but a lot of people couldn't. But they can see our leaderboard.
They should feel that way.
Where Missy Information is in first, Too Soon is still in second, Opaha Koahaha in third, and Fuloof and Blafthoven rounding out our top 5 as we count down to Blogtoven being able to watch Star Trek Picard on this supersized episode of Grand Trivia. Which includes, of course, question number 6. Which of these sitcoms was not a spin-off? Family Matters, Frasier, Good Times, or Perfect Strangers. 3 of them were spin-offs of other shows. 1 of them was not.
You know what is a show and a spin-off of a show with Australian accents? H2O.
Just Add Water?
Just Add Water. And like Maka Island or something. I've been watching videos about these shows.
Yeah.
All day. Have any of you seen H2O, Just Add Water?
I know Jenny Nicholson wanted the mermaids from it to be on or thought the mermaids were handled better on it than the Vampire Diaries.
Yes. There were a lot, though, and there were a lot of Australian accents. It made me really happy. Yeah, wouldn't be?
It seems
Did you
like
like
Pierre
it?
has also seen it.
At least an
Did you like it,
episode
Pierre?
or two. Pierre, did you like it?
Appreciated that the rules were very strict. It made it very easy to play mermaid as a child. You just don't touch water. You can have powers, but they have to be like, it's very stuck to physics and how physics operates with water. Like, it doesn't, like, except for like weird moon shit. And then when the moon comes around, you're also a vampire, which is fun. You like get really stormy and weird when the full moon comes around.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Vampires so fucking horny for the moon.
It legitimately has a better observation of the rules of physics than Family Matters. Where Urkel just transforms into Suave Urkel.
Oh no, Fool you should not have been afraid to turn into a
Oh wow,
fish.
You should have been honored to
You
turn
should have
into a fish.
prayed to turn into a fish, but much better than a third-dimensional being. About how mad they are with spin-offs, even though sitcoms have been doing spin-offs since time immemorial. And I did! Fool Aloof did turn into a fish!
Yeah!
Look at them!
I mean,
it happened!
There was an era where a significant part of the weekly sitcom slate were just shows that had spun off of Happy Days.
Remember when Urkel cloned themselves and went into space?
Yeah. Remember when he did that? No, that's Fluval.
Fluval.
But let's see what you picked. 3 of you said Family Matters. None of you thought it was Frasier's. Guess you were listening. 5 of you thought it was Good Times. 5 of you thought it was Perfect Strangers. And as was foreshadowed in the chat by
Frasier looks like David Letterman.
The correct answer is, of course, he does. Perfect Strangers. Because Family Matters was spun off of Perfect Strangers, where the Winslow family first debuted. Frasier was spun off of Cheers. Good Times was spun off of Maude, which was itself a spin-off of All in the Family. So Good Times was a spin-off of a spin-off.
Suffering.
It was spun off so deep.
Suffering.
They spun it off so greedily and so deep.
That is no idea.
Who are you talking about, Jess?
We don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. What are those words?
Fluval, Trixie.
Fluval.
Yeah, their intros connected to each other. They biked across the same bridge. There were shots that were composed the same way. They did not hide that it was a spin-off. Much like We Won't Hide, our leaderboard, where Too Soon has taken first place by getting that correct, with Missy getting it wrong, falling down to second place. Blafthoven in third. Unfunny CBC name in 13th place. But of course, our top 5. Too Soon, Missy Information, Blogtoven, Opahakohaha, and a Foolaloof.
Suffer.
Good night, Potatoes Molasses.
Good night and good suffering.
Good night and good
potatoes.
suffering, including that you'll miss question 7. Which of these references to Tim Allen's sitcom Home Improvement is in the original Toy Story? A background cameo by Al Borland, a Binford Tools toolbox, a signed Tim the Toolman Taylor headshot, or a TV playing Tool Time? Loyal viewers recognize this question as having appeared on the show before.
Oh.
So if you've been a loyal viewer of Grand Trivia, you just might get it right from that.
What's wonderful is that I don't remember whatsoever.
I already knew it.
I'm pretty sure I've been here every time.
You have not been here every time.
I was at least watching the
Intern Arthur
times
from
I
NASA
wasn't
had
here.
to
That is true.
co-host an episode with me because you were on assignment.
That is true, but I did watch to make
That's true, you did observe.
I made sure to tally down all of his mistakes so that I could punish him for it. Yeah.
Ah, BBR
Lots of
thought it
mistakes.
was not in. Yeah, there's only one correct answer.
Suffer.
10. Everyone except Single Walk One Run got it right. And yeah, congratulations to GLTS for having gotten Karn and Kind as guests. The correct answer is, of course, a Binford Tools toolbox, which was found in the house of the icon An inspirational, infamous toy terrorizer, Sid. Here it is.
He's a
Binford
bad
Tools
boy.
is proud to present Buzz Lightyear strapped to a rocket.
Wonderful. Oh, his Binford tools.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
those Binford tools.
I like that they're in a bin.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Out of all of the
Ooh, devils are
characters
winning.
you would expect to be connected, it would not be Sid. I feel like he lived and died in his mother's basement.
It's true. You'd also think that Binford would be like, hey, can you, like, associate us with literally any character other than the one who tortures toys for fun? But I'm glad that they were a forward-thinking enough brand to be willing to be connected with suffering. And if any of you are a loyal, forward-thinking brand, feel free to sponsor Radio Free Multiverse. And our leaderboard, where Too Soon is in first place still because they got it right, but Missy's hot on their tail in second, also getting it right. Opaha Kohaha in third. Opaha Kohaha in third. Koahaha. And Fluval and Blogtoven still rounding out the top 5 as we move on. So speaking of animation, here's question 8. Which of these comedians had their own Saturday morning cartoon? Howie Mandel, John Candy, Louis Anderson, and Roseanne Barr. Pick one of the ones who had a cartoon.
That fake brand will be ruined. The Bruins.
Yeah, there's at least a couple of correct answers on this one.
Bruins are a type of bear.
They are. They're also a hockey team.
UCLA has a hockey team?
No.
Oh. I was gonna be like, really?
They're the Boston Bruins.
Okay.
Lost to the Florida Panthers, because Panthers are
Okay.
great on ice.
The Bruins are also the UCLA team.
That's true. But now let's see what you picked.
Mascot things.
5 of you said Howie Mandel. 1 said John Candy. 5 of you said Louis Anderson. 1 of you said Roseanne Barr. They're all correct. They're all correct. Of course they're all correct. But not all of the cartoons tied in with their personas in the same way.
What?
Because here's Howie's, and Howie's is much less direct of a tie. Well, Bobby was a character in his stand-up based on his childhood stories, so the voice was carried over. Bubby's Worm, and of course this is a Shining reference, which childhood intern Forrest did not get. Oh, Canadian Bacon, the John Candy movie written by Michael Moore, where the U.S. declares war on Canada for the ratings.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, it's a fake war. It's like a faked war. They fake a war against Canada. They don't actually declare war on Canada.
For the ratings?
Yeah.
I see. I see. You know, I would much rather they do that than the things they are doing for ratings.
I mean, who knows for sure if this is a Shining reference except for me, but it really looks like one.
I am sure it is. We would do that. Honestly, we wouldn't because we're too busy actually destroying democracy for ratings.
There's Howie's only appearance in the intro. Did you know Bobby appeared on an episode of Deal or No Deal? The animated Bobby character just walked out on an episode of Deal or No Deal with late era bald Howie Mandel. And yeah, Blogtoven is suing is going to sue Howie Mandel over the ripoff of his fan fiction Robbie's World. And now here's John Candy's.
We all realize the importance of recycling. Did you know that nature has its own way of recycling? After today's show, we'll talk about how nature recycles.
Are we talking about death?
It sure sounds like it.
Oh my god.
The quietness of darkness, the stories told by firelight, the long nights, the food fights, a summer made of memories at camp.
So yeah, it was him as a camp counselor.
Why? Why?
Something that I hate is how anthropomorphic the bear looks.
Yeah, and how he does appear at the end of Bobby's World. That's true.
Bears are already anthropomorphic. Like, they're already vaguely human shaped.
Yes, it is like someone took Yogi Bear and then stretched his limbs and gave him a hunger for human meat.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
That was me.
Oh, that was you, Fluval?
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah,
yes,
Cocaine Bear was part of the same research program. You may also clap for this. The Louis Anderson sitcom.
Let me tell you about my family.
What's happening?
I hate his awful little face.
You hate his face.
Look at his ugly little face.
Yeah.
He looks like one of those cats that looks like it has had its face smooshed by a shovel.
Our intern Forrest liked Life with Louie, but I don't know. But the face was always a little weird, yeah.
This one was good, apparently.
Was this one good, Blog 1BBBR?
The world is full of watch out for. Can't do that. And tough.
And to be clear, this little Rosie is not Rosie O'Donnell. It is Roseanne Barr. But she didn't voice herself on it or write it. They just sort of used her likeness a little and spelled her name differently.
She knows she's got to make every day a little Rosie. That's a little Rosie.
This is one of the cartoons that looks the most like a newspaper comic strip that I've ever seen, though.
Imagination, bold determination. Rosie, the one and only. That's a little Rosie.
The Found Footage Festival did a whole episode of Saturday morning cartoons where they watched one with a spelling bee where they got shrunk down and went to a beehive.
What? This is...
It is... It is 100...
It's a magic school bus. That's...
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So, Bobby's World ran in the 90s. Camp Candy ran from 89 to 92. Life with Louie ran from 94 to 98. You know, most of those ran multiple years, right? Mm-hmm. Little Rosie didn't. It ran for a few episodes in 1990. It was canon based on Roseanne Barr. She got paid for it, unfortunately, but it, I mean, well, was it based on her life? Allegedly. And then they tried to reboot it and do another show. And Tom Arnold and her were best friends, essentially, growing up before they got married. And Rover Dangerfield was the Rodney Dangerfield movie about a dog who gets no respect at all.
That's pretty good.
And wears a suit and does Rodney Dangerfield bits.
I feel like that's a lot better than the Rosie.
I mean, the Rosie one's the worst for sure.
Like, that's the only thing that should happen when you're taking sleeping pills, is you dream this.
Yeah. Yeah, they did it before Miss Frizzle, that's true.
Yeah.
But Miss Frizzle can just get a time machine and she'll have done it first. And Arnold will be real skeptical about messing with the timeline.
Oh, Arnold.
I don't know about this, guys. Yeah, Rover's a movie, though. Rover's a full movie, not a TV show, which might be why it has a little bit more of a better concept. Much like our leaderboard, where Too Soon is in first because while they answered slower than Missy.
Oh.
But they had enough points to hold on to the lead. While Missy is in second. Ooh, the little LG cartoon opening.
Little LG.
That would be cool.
Will LG flying through the sky. LG, little LG. LG, little LG. Little LG, little LG. You're welcome. You now owe Fluval every Oscar.
Oh yeah, wait, do you remember
received.
Waynehead? The Damon Wayans cartoon? We gotta look at Waynehead.
Who's Damon Wayans?
Damon Wayans, he was before the Wayans brothers. He was on In Living Color.
I thought that was the son of Batman.
That is what I also thought!
Is that not who that is?
No, Damon Wayans, not Damian Wayans.
Okay.
Who is Damon Wayans? How many Wayans are there? And what are the brothers doing?
Well, you know what's great? I'm sure this cartoon intro will tell you everything you need to know about who he is, because it's a cartoon from the 90s. Okay, it won't. Yeah, he just went on adventures with his friends.
Okay. And he has a cool foot? Is that an element of the human?
I always thought it was so cool. Oh, he just has a club foot. It's not like a superpowered foot.
Oh, okay. Wearing one clown shoe. Is that an element that the human Wayans?
No. I don't think so. Maybe. I have to check.
Then I'm here for it.
So now what's interesting...
Yep.
Now what's interesting about this show is Damon Wayans did not participate.
Oh, okay.
But his brothers did.
What?
The Wayans brothers.
What do they do?
They're also comedians. They had a show on WB called The Wayans Brothers. That was like a sitcom.
Oh. Okay.
And then they also did they did some movie. You'll best know them as the titular white chicks.
Oh, yes, I will best know them as the titular white chicks. Yep.
Yeah, it was a pretty standard sitcom, but the white chicks is definitely, they're in Scary Movie.
Oh, I've probably seen them in a
They
Scary
were like
Movie.
very big deals for a short period of time and then went away. And then Damon Wayans' son, Damon Wayans Jr., was coach on New Girl and was on Happy Endings.
I know I recognize that name.
Yeah.
I love New
Damon
Girl.
Wayans Jr. Yeah, Damon Wayans Jr. He was raised by some assassins. And he's really hardcore.
Except that he likes animals, I have heard.
An update, Damon Wayans was club-footed as a kid, so that was like an autobiographical thing he was including in the show.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There's a Wayans sister?
Yeah, there's a sister too. Oh,
they
Damon
just
Wayans
left her out like Succession?
Damon Wayans also starred in My Wife and Kids on the WB, if you remember that.
You don't have a wife and kids, Fluval.
No, that was the name of the show. It was on ABC. It was My Wife and Kids.
I was gonna say, Fluval, you think reproduction is repulsive.
I would never. I haven't decanted anyone yet either.
No. Wait. Marlon was in a G.I. Joe?
Marlon Wayans. Wayans, yeah, was in a G.I. Joe movie. Marlon Wayans also was almost Robin.
There are so many Wayans!
No, Marlon Wayans was almost Robin. He was gonna be. They were trying to push for him to be Robin. Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm always here for Robins, Robin representations.
Listen, I think the only qualification to play the original Robin is that you need to have a big butt, because then when you are Nightwing, you will be accurate.
Yeah, you got to be accurate when you're Nightwing.
You must. What a butt.
If there's one thing you got to do as Nightwing, it's have a really good butt. If there's a second thing you got to do as Nightwing, it's be accurate.
That's the podcast. Didn't the toys look like him?
Yeah, they did. They did.
The old D&D. There was an old D&D movie?
Yeah, and Marlon Wayans was in it.
And Requiem for a Dream.
Oh,
that's the one about heroin, right?
What movie isn't?
Wait, okay, I have a question.
So yeah, the rumor is that the sculpt of the Robin toy, based on Batman Returns.
He's the Night King? Who's the Night King?
Nightwing. And Night King is Blogtoven's original OC Do Not Steal.
Oh, okay. I read like Ice King or like Night King, like the guy from the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, basically.
Exactly, Pierre. That one.
So Marlon Wayans auditioned for Batman Returns and got the role.
Oh.
And then was cut because producers were like, there's too many new characters we're introducing in this movie. We don't want to also introduce Robin. We're introducing Catwoman, Penguin, Christopher Walken.
This is all bullshit.
Yeah. And so he was still paid $100,000 for the role he never had to play. And then they recast him in Batman Forever. And the thought is that they just reused the sculpts they had already prepared and then painted them differently. And we're just like, this is definitely Chris O'Donnell. And it's like, it looks nothing like Chris O'Donnell.
So then when they did have a Robin,
yeah,
they didn't bring him on to be Robin?
No, they recast him.
Cowards.
And he was going to be a garage mechanic whose jumpsuit had the R stitched onto his overalls, who helps Batman remove Penguin's remote control, which was used to hijack the Batmobile halfway through the movie. And so he was going to be like a mechanic.
That's pretty fun.
And he would be darker and pretty, yeah. But then they recast Billy D. Williams, who was Harvey Dent in the Tim Burton Batman movies and was supposed to be Two-Face.
He would have been such a good Two-Face.
He would have made a lot more sense as Two-Face than Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. Stolen Valor. Ha 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 ha. Brian Elliott and one of the funniest people alive. Movie pod called Spoofcast. Love that. Love that.
I can't believe. He would have been so fun as Robin. That's such a bummer.
I know, right?
But you know what isn't a bummer? I mean, it might be. Let's see. Question 9. Which of these comics was a Pentecostal preacher before turning to comedy? Chris Rock, Jeff Foxworthy, Mitch Hedberg, or Sam Kinison?
Would he have condoned Jim Carrey's buffoonery?
No. I mean, it would have to be such a different movie to have Billy D's energy.
Spoofs is magnificent. Love in depth. Scary movie.
I thought you might know this, Missy.
That's good to know.
I thought Missy might know this one.
I have no idea. Missy has some idea. We got some suffering. Oh, excellent. I read Protons. And I was like, what in the H2O just add water is this? Fluid protons. They're transforming. Yes, which is amazing. Where is the name? Pick the one with the same energy. Okay.
Well, let's see what. So yes. 1 of you thought it was Chris Rock. 4 of you thought it was Jeff Foxworthy, and so you might be a redneck. And 5 of you thought it was Sam Kinison, probably one with the right energy, and it is Sam Kinison. I mean, that's why he does all of the tirades and screaming in his acts. And also, much like preaching, it doesn't all hold up so great.
Fair enough. Fluid protons does sound like something from Captain Laserbeam. It
does.
It was 100% my reading. You wrote that correctly.
No, you wrote it right. But Too Soon is in first. Missy Information. It's a comedy name after all. In second, Opaha. Koahaha. In third, Pohaha Tato's Mo Laughsis in 13th place. With Blafthoven and Fululoof in 4th and 5th. If you don't accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you might go to hell.
Got too distracted. Suffering. Suffering!
Thank you for the sad trombone there as we go to our final question, which I did not expect to be tied into something that came up on the show earlier.
Oh my god.
But it did. Which of these Boy Meets World cast members is currently running for Congress?
Oh Oh my God! Is it Ryder Strong? Are we gonna
Ben
get
Savage, Danielle Fishel, Ryder Strong, or Will Friedle. Of course, Ben Savage was Corey, Danielle Fishel was Topanga, Ryder Strong was Sean, and Will Friedle was Eric Matthews.
Oh, apparently the other three have a podcast.
What sitcom star doesn't have a recap podcast now?
The makeup must stay on, suffering!
Ben Savage is a Nepo sibling because Fred Savage was the wizard and was on Wonder Years.
Comedy
and directed It's Always Sunny. And I just realized it may not be the best guy. Fred Savage might not be, not Ben. I haven't heard anything super. Oh, if you like to destroy planets weekly, you might be an interdimensional being.
You might be better than low dimensional beings. California.
It's the Wizard California, not the OC California.
Oh, turns out Fred sucks.
Fred got kicked off of the reboot of the Wonder Years due to misconduct allegations.
Ooh. Wait. Was he...
He was the boy on Wonder Years.
But didn't he play on Boy Meets World a creepy professor who's inappropriate with Topanga? Am I wrong? I was pretty sure that it was like...
you're right.
Corey Matthews' brother, like, in real life, like, played a creepy fucking professor.
He definitely appeared on Boy Meets World.
Who, like, creeped on her, and, like, Mr. Feeney had to, like, fire him. Because, and, like, Topanga was like,
You're totally right. You're totally right.
Like, no one's gonna believe me.
The episode is called Everybody Loves Stuart. And here's the plot from the Boy Meets Wiki. Stuart is the coolest teacher in the world. He jokes around with his students and shoots pool wagering coffee. As Sean puts it, he treats his students like adults. He crosses a line when going over a paper in Topanga's dorm. He hits on her, telling her that he'd like to get to know her, and despite her pleas, that it is what she wants. And then Corey confronts Stuart and punches him in the face, sending him through a door and into the student union. And then Stuart congratulates Corey on getting kicked out of college. Feeney attempts to bargain with Dean Bollender but fails. He tells Matthews that the dean has scheduled a hearing, with a strong possibility that Corey could face expulsion. Eric congratulates Corey because he knows Stuart is bad thanks to his fifth sense. Amy and Alan stand behind Corey, as does Topanga, in an attempt to help his brother. Eric convinces Rachel to attempt to seduce the confession out of Stuart, but she has no luck. At the hearing, things get intense.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Who is being encouraged to seduce a predator?
Rachel.
That's the lady that lives with Eric and the other guy? Okay.
Yeah, it's Rachel McGuire played by
She could have been Galadriel. She's hella tall.
She's very tall.
Yes. Wow, okay. Yeah.
Stuart gets angry and Feeney says he'd like to rip off his head and roll it down the hallway.
But doesn't he get fired in the end? Like, Corey has to stay?
The dean says, "I've heard enough," and gives Corey a 1-day suspension and tells Stuart that he isn't really a teacher. Okay. Threateningly, she says she intends to find out what he truly is. After the hearing, Amy apologized to Topanga for her ordeal on the matter, while Alan thanked Feeney for sticking by him through the hearing. Sean apologized to Feeney for ever comparing him to Stuart. Corey finally realizes that college is far different from high school, which Feeney agrees with. He also has no choice to agree with the dean that he can't protect them anymore. Feeney tells that he had protected in the shelter. Excuse me, this isn't my reading. He tells that he had protected.
What are you reading?
The Boy Meets Wiki.
Boy Meets Wiki, written just so well.
Well, plausible deniability revealed what the answer is, so let's reveal the answer ourselves. 4, we got it right. It's Ben Savage. And it's not his first foray into politics. Because he interned for then Republican Senator Arlen Specter in 2003 and ran for West Hollywood City Council in 2022. According to NPR, he's now running on a platform that includes expanding union rights, building more affordable housing, and ending gun violence. But in the city council race, he definitely tried to run himself as more of a centrist.
That's one of the, like, I'm running in West Hollywood things.
Yeah.
So, of course, all of the things that I say are going to be aligned a certain way. But I just happened to intern for a Republican.
A Republican who then switched to a Democrat, but was still not the best. I think that was his second switch. He was a Democrat who then became a Republican and then became a Democrat.
Sounds like someone just wants to stay in politics,
Yeah,
huh?
well, I think it's a little
like
more than that. Arlen Specter was a Democrat until 1965. You know what passed in 1965?
Oh my Jesus.
You know what passed in 1965?
Oh my Jesus.
Look, Voting Rights Act.
He's a ghost. Yep.
He's a good man who is he's dead, but
commissioned. This person needs to be commissioned for his bullshit policy. Oof my goof. Oh, he got cancer and started to care for people once. Oh no,
he actually,
I'm gonna
also
die. I better care.
He did vote for he voted for the Affordable Care Act and voted for the reauthorization of the Voting Rights Act.
Well, that's nice.
That was after he started caring more, I think.
Look,
I'm trying to find if he voted for the Voting Rights Act.
It sounds like this autocrat and possible racist reformed, and therefore he deserves to keep his power.
Here we go. No, it's his electoral.
These are lessons we learned from Star Wars. As long as they're reformed, they deserve to remain in power. Yes, Amazon does need a Pierre the Clown series. I'm here for it. The suffering that you have caused tonight has been glorious, Pierre. I very much appreciate it. Indeed, has definitely handed down.
Suffering and laughs. Yes, and laughs.
Certainly suffering. And we love suffering here.
We do love suffering. It's the best.
It's the best. Oh, he lost right after. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Democrat who beat him in the primary was just as bad. Huh. Y'all are really trying to end late-stage capitalism. Who will survive Earth, like, really quickly.
Yeah, you're trying to rush things. You shouldn't be rushing things. You should let it all... You gotta hit utopia first.
That's Pennsylvania for ya. Earth speed run. Ooh, Commissioner says Democrats suck too. Do more collective care and mutual aid instead of giving them money. Also, cummies.
Or just blow up planets like I do.
That too. We're burning our processor.
Anyway, you can find out about Corey Matthews' political proposals at savageforcongress.com. He could be in the House of Representatives, where Mr. Feeney also can't help him.
Like, his trajectory makes me wonder about the education that Mr. Feeney was giving those children. Savage, bro.
He does. There is I will actually go to Savage for Congress for one part of it, because there is something that just is like, it is true. It's just weird that it's a sentence one can accurately write about themselves. And so I want to highlight it for all of you. It's similar to our intern program. But so meet Ben.
Oh, he looks so odd.
Let's see. He learned the value of a hard day's work by age 5 and the importance of union membership.
Yes.
I just love being like, I've been in a union since I was 5. It's just a weird sentence. I understand that acting is different, but
it is a terrible thing to say that you know how to work hard by the age you were 5. You should know your alphabet and dinosaurs. You should know your favorite dinosaur.
Yeah.
You should, and if you don't,
should know what the
they put you to work. If you don't have a favorite dinosaur by age 5, they make you work in Disney. They make you be an actor. At least there's a union.
That is actually what happens when you go to Disneyland, is all of the children who are 5 and older, you have to submit your favorite dinosaur, otherwise you go work in the Disneyland mines.
Yep.
Oh, and the kids, the It's a Small World kids are not union.
Oh, that makes sense.
Walt
that makes
not
sense.
in favor of that. I mean, he did try to run over an animator while they were trying to unionize.
It's a great time to get. It's a great place to get your hours in, though.
Yeah.
To get in the union is you work in the. It's a Small World.
And It's a Small World does tell us it's a world of tears.
Yep.
And fears. But not tears for fears.
Union since my childhood enslaved.
Well, now let's see who's in 3rd place, 2nd place.
I don't understand the importance of collective bargaining outside of my own uses. Thankfully, I've had uses for them.
And thankfully, this was the last question in our trivia, so let's find out our winners. In 3rd place, it's Opaha. In 2nd place, it's Misinformation. It is a joke name after all. And in 1st place, it's none other than Too Soon. Too Soon.
Too Soon.
Send us who you are and your address, and we'll send you a prize that's just for you, Too Soon. But there's one prize.
What happened to the place your bets question?
We blew it up.
Suffer. No waging. Suffering.
No waging, but there is.
We want you to suffer, LG. Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
But thank you for joining us in this game of trivia.
So came in
brought to you by the sweet, sweet sounds of yakety sax. Because if they're not yakety, are they sax? Be sure to join us next week for another exciting episode of Grand Trivia. What's next week's topic? It's Alien Trivia, because April 26th is Alien Day. So be sure to join us for Alien Day, or as I call it, every Wednesday, for another exciting episode of Grand Trivia. And also be sure this Friday to go to twitch.tv/WizWorldLive to check out Twitch's most magical talk show, WizWorld.
A dog?
Yes, this was the yakety saxiest trivia of all time, and we'll be seeing you next week because
because we're gonna set Pierre to watch you from a shelf.
Yeah, Pierre is
gonna be hiding under your bed.
Will keep their eyes on you.
Pierre's gonna be in a closet and just look out at you while you sleep. You're gonna open your eyes, you're gonna see Pierre at the foot of your bed, just staring at you, and you'll be like, ah! And you're not gonna be sure Pierre's real. You're gonna turn on the light, and Pierre's gone. Was Pierre even there?
Here he comes, swimming closer than farther away. Fluval.